Alrighty then. Never get up, never surrender. Don't let them in your head. Do re mi fa sol la ti. Do re mi. Hey! You beat the wave. Beat the wave in them. In my grinder. In my little grinder here. Preparing little baby bowls. Little baby bowls to get me through the day. And just like that, boom! Boom, shakalaka. Oh, I am the wave. You have seen me lately. It's not as impressive as when you do the dabs, but medicinally, it does what I think it needs to do. It's a little berry. See, that's the problem with the first stream. I hadn't smoked. I just went right in, cold turkey. 4:20 Pacific Standard Time. Wait, are you trying to tell me that I will also be smoking fast stream? Wait, all right. Now I saw your post. You said you have a stream at 7:20, right? Our time. All right. That's. I just want to make the thing. I'm trying not to step on toes, yo. That is 4:20 Pacific Standard Time. You're trying to get me to do math, and I know I play the role of a doctor, but that's just on TV. I don't understand why the daylight savings thing happens. I don't understand why they don't just set it half an hour in between and just leave it, so no one's gonna do anything. And I mean, all right, I get it. The sun's still up in certain places, but I don't know. I got problems. I got not just emotional problems. I have mental problems. I guess I've always had them. Hey, I'm still in tune though. Mathing is hard. Were you in the stream when that girl was going, give me mod, give me mod, give me mod? So I essentially sang the pig song to her. And he's like, I'm a guy. I'm like, yeah, you were there. All right. Well, no, I don't know if so much well done. That was me. If there comes a point where it's just like I'd rather drive him away, even though what I said was true. The more engagement, even the tools give me in the stream, even if they just keep saying, "Give me mod," that's better engagement. So that tells the algorithm to send more people to me. Oh, there's doing what I want, and then there's doing what's morally correct from my vantage. I want to be nice to people if I can help it, but I'm not gonna let you. What's your favorite kid-friendly, funny movie? Hi, Timothy. My favorite kid-friendly, funny movie. Funny movie. Honestly, I'm gonna go with the Muppet movie. That had enough laughs. They had a lot of comedians in there. That was a good, solid movie for a family-friendly jaunt. That's my pick. Mana do 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 do. Mana do 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 do. When Kate did that, I listened to that on loop for like weeks. Waka waka waka. What about Back to the Future? That's a fine movie, but I don't know if that's necessarily family friendly, unless you're talking about family very friendly. I mean, it was. It was, as the film goes, it's an A+ film. But a family movie? The basic plot is a little on the risque side. There are a lot of questions that come with that movie, but that's all right. You know what I mean? For entertainment value, it's a true perfect film. Well, 14, you remember, but I'm trying to find, for me, I brought a 19-year-old brother to watch. Well, I mean, interests are so varied. If you're talking about like the funniest movie, I don't generally movies aren't terribly funny to me. Like good stand up is funny. Go look at George Carlin. If you want to laugh, George Carlin, Robin Williams, when especially in their prime, they were hysterical. These teens are probably being corrupted simply being in our presence. That may be true. And we have kind of been doing this since we were teens. So, I mean, so essentially I got to go drink some hemlock at the end of this story. Isn't that why they killed them? For influencing the minds of the youth? Granted, I wasn't there. It could all just be a big story. It's all kind of just a big story. Got eye boogers. Little particulate stuff. Which I pretty much think is all the smoke. Smoke settles on my eyes, and then my eyes say, get it out of here. Oh, technically you're not old enough. Just saw Diddy got a bunch of charges dismissed. You have him over for coffee. He was like, hey, Steve, got a bunch of charges dismissed, and look what I brought you. Some baby oil. Yeah, like we haven't seen that all over everywhere today. I'm glad I have some minute influence on the universe I'm in. Because I don't got any money. Why you smock? Mock? Why am I mocking? Not sure I understand even if that's a question. Why do I speak? Generally smoke? Well, if we're talking about marijuana, because It's a medicinal thing where it allows me to interact with people in a much calmer fashion than I would ordinarily. I don't know if you can tell, I can wire up pretty easily. And so I use that to bring me down. The same thing is true of nicotine and tobacco. It is not healthy for you. I guarantee you is you should not. Do not endorse the smoking of tobacco at all. Amena Jimenez. Did I say that right this time too? Amena Jimenez. 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 Yeah. Why don't I use deep breathing? Well, that way I don't have to deep breathe. I can just kind of go through. I don't have to take those moments to zen. Because you can't take a moment to zen in a fight most of the time or when you get all riled up. Best not to get all riled up in the first place. See, I don't know if you were here this morning when those guys came in the first stream. I hadn't smoked, and they were able to get under my skin because the barrier was down. All right, look, first off, health nut. I know you've gone all vegan, veggie, and all healthy and all that stuff, but you still use a blowtorch. I don't think you're on the high moral ground either, sir. and I don't want to stick around for I'm really Dennis Leary really said it. I don't want the end years. I want to cut out before I start to decay. I'm still a fossil fuel user. Well, don't you feel like those dinosaurs didn't go through enough? I am a methane fuel emitter. I guess you could say my pronouns are burn fossil fuels. Is that a pronoun? Can I use that? Timothy, that's a joke. These are jokes. That's a misnomer. See? Because I'll go off on a tangent and I'll go, oh, those CEOs, da 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 da. Just take it with a grain of salt. This is supposed to be more silly than anything else. It's just some place to hang out with the misnomers and the minotaurs and the centaurs and the vegetarians. If I could afford to do that all day instead, absolutely. Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know, Timothy, what's the answer to that question? And the answer is... I think all the songs are on. That would make sense, but that could actually also be any band. Like I can start like 150 songs, but I can't finish them. Because the road was the way back home. I have no. I just said no. I don't know. I had no formal musical training. Jan taught me a little bit back in the day, and then I practiced what little he taught me, which was pretty much all basic notes. And then I just kept practicing that way. And although I know a little bit more now, like, at the G7, what was it, was that A7? E7. Like, I'm starting to get the sevens. Super easy, you can, though. Well, we'll see if it sticks. I mean, it's not like I'm going, no, I don't want to learn anything. I do study and practice and but and I did look at the video about finger picking that you sent me to, and I watched it for a little bit and I'm like, oh well, all right. And I practiced a little and I went, like 145 and CG. Can you play the fastest song I know? Well, fast is just tempo. Fastest would be shortest, I guess. But no, I don't think I have any. Just gotta practice the patterns of fingerstyle, and you'll be just get better at doing it. Why? Because you lost your finger, and you were picking for you. Am I AI? Do I have the normal amount of fingers for her hand? So strange to see all my digits in one spot. I'm sure someone somewhere is making a fetish video. I was picking my nose with my fingers, but I wasn't picking my fingers with my nose. That somehow that doesn't seem right. What I just said. Ah! Guess the laundry's done. It's quite the buzzer. And will. I mean, but yeah, I mean, you show me something enough times, I'll learn it. But what's my motivation? What's that? It was supposed to be a guitar finger joke. That's okay. It's literally that easy. Well, I don't you like that was the thing is I wanted to learn to play. Once I learned to play CDG because that's what I started with. Then it came okay. Well, that's corpse fucker, and I wanted to learn that because that shocked people. And then the other stuff kind of came along. That's why I kept the pig song. I wish I had kept lepers up here, but it's gone. Um, so that's the yeah. And gaming to unlock the next level, it's like I hate when I don't mind when people come in and they go, "Hey, can you try this? Can you try that?" But hey, Lila. But when they come in and they treat me like a DJ, like I'm just not. It kind of it rubs me the wrong way. Where I'm like, well, no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna play songs that I know that make me laugh. I haven't really been an entertainer. I've been the guy behind the camera. So when I practice, I just practice the stuff that I wanted to know on the off chance I would get in front of the camera. And here I am in front of the camera. Go figure. Well, it's a Thursday, and these are the people that are around on a Thursday. We have Friday people, and we have Saturday people. No, and I believe that. I mean, I would see that people, and the same thing when I was karaoke DJing. People are just like, play me and then do my stuff first, and I'm drunk, so get me up there. You know what I mean? It was just people at their absolute worst. And I mean, it was a little more fun when I was with you guys because the band was its own form of entertainment getting to, and then you kind of indulged. And in a lot of cases, I've never been a Dead fan. I've never been a Grateful Dead fan. I've never been a Monk. I've never been a fan of any bands or any particular type of music at all. I'm sorry, Lila. I do see you. I'm just kind of carrying on. Steve is a vegetarian, but I was there for the people. That was why I was with Desert Rain. That's why I was with you guys. That's why I was following you guys around, using gas, using, and just trying to be wherever that group of misfits were. What was it? The America's Ugliest Band, he was calling it for a while, and something like that. But the point was, is it was, yeah, you had a good vibe, and for a while, what I consider was the golden age was pretty much the when the Pompeons were around. That was kind of like the height, and then it got very dicey at the Rain Desert. It was like, they say success, if you have too much absolute power, corrupts absolutely. I think that's what happens. But that's just me thinking. My favorite grade? My first year of college, to be quite frank. I never quite bonded with Chris Andrews. But I mean, I mean, it was what it was. And I'm grateful that we had as much as we did. And, and it's one of those things where I mean, there was a time where we had our own vibe and we were rocking it all the way across New England. And I was real happy to be on board. It was only, you know, it was around the second rain desert and the cocaine and the, you know what I mean, all the other stuff that was going on around where it just got to the point where I certainly didn't feel like I was appreciated at all. Can you tell I'm 14 because of my conversations? A little bit. I mean, you speak in a younger cadence and you require a little more immediate, interaction because patience comes with age for some reason. For me, anyway. Hey, five basketball and baseball, basketball. So they say. I mean, that statement in and of itself, everything happens for a reason. It's just like, well, yeah, life occurs, shit happens, and I did end up where I'm at, and I don't feel that bad. I mean, I'm broke, but I'm not miserable, and I do have the bait. I mean, I just was able to eat. I still got something to drink. I still got a little tiny bit in my bowl, so grateful for that. Hey, Sky Bits. Said hi, said hi, said hi, said hi. Lila, the most important thing you could possibly do, really, as a 14-year-old, is listen. And I don't mean just be quiet. I mean, learn from what they say and see if what they say is congruent with their actions. If I would have done a lot more of that, I'd be a little further along. I mean, you don't have to listen to me. I just thought I'd say it. See, I'm like this about being topside. I'm like, I'm here. I'm not rushing it, but uh, I thought I would have a family and kids and all that stuff, And so I'm just kind of like, well, no, I'm not saying that, Lila. Don't get, I'm saying just in general. I don't mind that you talking here. That's not me trying to give you a message or anything like that. If I don't like what you're saying, I'll say something. You heard me do the other girl in. You're doing, you're doing good things. That was just kind of random out there. Oh, I know that. And that's but it's kind of like it's like my mother loves me. I'm sure my brother loves me in his own way. I'm sure even Steve loves me in his own way. But what was that? Who was the girl on the wall? There was a saying that's just because you're loved, but if you're not loved by like one person exclusively, you can still be lonely. I forget who that was. She did that enough times to be thankful for that. I had enough. Well, and I mean, and you learn those lessons, and you're in a good place for it. See, and I understand that. But thank you for putting it in the quotes. That's I'm in, because occasionally I'll put on that fairy voice. I think very, very much that I'm playing on one team. Have I ever been out of the country? I've been to Amsterdam. I've been to Brussels. I've been to, if Mexico and Canada count, I've been to both of them. Jesus Christ. Mr. Slave, right? Jesus Christ. I went to Amsterdam specifically so I could smoke marijuana before it became legal over here in the States. And to do other things, which are considered even worse nowadays. I was forced to go to church every Sunday up until my 21st birthday. I had to go to I had to go to church every Sunday, and I had to go to every holy day of masturbation, I had to observe all that stuff until I moved out of my folks' house. So, and I wasn't on board with just being obedient to one set of, again, it all comes down to who's interpreting. I believe that the universe has its own consciousness, but it's just too big for us to understand. And ultimately, we're just playing part of those required, but, tiny blood vessels throughout the universe. I'd like to think that our individuality and our consciousness does continue on after we die, but I have no empirical evidence for that. It's just a hope. It's not even really a belief. It's a hope. Well, I hope somehow it was for a reason, maybe. Who knows? Very Jesus-y of you. See, no, I do not have any kids. I have not procreated. I'm sorry, that's true. 'Cause I would have been a good dad, and I'd like to see a little me. I think, that's the other thing. Boy, is that arrogant of me to say. If I were to have kids, I'd be like, oh, it would be like Black Parade, where I'd be like, yes, I will train you to go and fight the monsters of the world. Like, what a weight to put on a kid. Maybe. It's hard to say. I've made the attempt. I mean, I've had girlfriends with kids of their own and tried to raise them as best I can. But DNA is a really strong force to work with. Well, I know. I was around during all of that. And they're still around. And it's kind of weird to see Renee occasionally commenting. Do I go fishing? I have been fishing, but I don't do that as a hobby or a sport. Um, it's not because I don't particularly like it. I'm not really geared up for it, and I don't know. I mean, I like it well enough, but it's never been really an important thing to somebody else in my life where I'm like, okay, let's go do it together. I wouldn't do it on my own unless I was like really hungry and wanted to fish. Lila, tisk tisk tisk, tisk tisk tisk. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to learn it note for note, but don't worry. Be happy. In every life you have some trouble. When you worry, it make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Look at me, I'm happy. The landlord say the rent is late. May have to litigate, but don't worry. Be happy. Do 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 do. This record in its entirety is one of my favorite of all times. The Bobby McFerrin album. I own the cassette. I had this on cassette. And I used to do that back. That was before I became a heavy smoker. I do the little and use my own voice box as a drum. I read many books. Here. Tell you what, I'm gonna stretch my legs. Let's go for a field trip. Let's go for a little field trip. Yeah. Go through the okay. It's the art wall. One of them is that. Let's go into this is the living room over here, and then we have those are all stacks of paintings. So waterfall there, and then we got more paintings over here stacked up, and we have a bookshelf right here, and I've read most of these books. We have from Cocker Spaniels to this business of television. What else we got here? We got time management over there, film scheduling, ultimate guide to filmmaking. What else we got in here? Idiot's Guide to Buying and Selling a Home. So yeah, there are photographs that I've done all over the place, which I won't get too close to because some of them are explicit. That's Marvin the Martian. More paintings. awesome t-shirt. That looks familiar. Oh. Oh, that was quick. That's almost like doing one of those little things. You know, where they do the bounce and all of a sudden the clothes are gone. But I did the bounce and the clothes just moved over. Tom Robin? No. Not that I'm aware of. That name doesn't ring any synapses. What did Timothy say? Timothy left? Sorry. Bye, Tim. Well, come back another time. We'll be here. Well, I could read books more often, or I could hang out here and in here with you guys. Right now, I'm picking that. But I assume that's Tom Robbins, not Ton Robin. Like I know there. Who's the self-help guy? Not Baskin Robbins. My favorite smoke. Anything that's non-menthol, I guess. Tom Robin. Well, you wrote Tom. Okay, so I'll I'll look. I'll look. Maybe it'll intrigue me. Who knows? Yeah, the answer to that is my favorite smoke is marijuana. That's my patent answer. That was awesome. I walked through the abode. Well, and it changes form because, like that living room turns into a studio when I need it to be, and then it turns into, a painting workshop. And so, well, I guess I didn't give you a tour when you were here. So, I mean, that's why the one thing I like about the new phone is I can go around and kind of show people what's going on or what's around. Change my mind and stay. I feel like that's from something. Start telling you a joke on my live. Well, we're on the live now. Last time you have stayed up. I believe that stayed up overnight, and it's been quite some time. I haven't done an overnight for a long time. That's right. Let's shoot some music videos. As for the joke, all right. So a guy walks into a bar. He's got a guitar. He puts the guitar down. And he looks over at the bartender and he goes, "Hey, I bet you $100 I could sing out my butt." And the bartender throws $100 onto the bar and he goes, "It's a bet." The guy jumps on top of the bar, pulls down his pants, and poops all over the place. The bartender goes, "Hey, why are you doing that?" And he goes, "I was clearing my throat." Ah, ha, 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 ha. There you go, Timothy. Well, especially if they're proprietary videos, then songs, the stuff we own. That's why I want to do the other one. But I want to release that at the end of the summer. And there are other songs I've been working on in here. I got quite the book. You asked if I read books. I've been writing books. So yeah, I mean, and that's the whole thing is I want to make stuff that no one's seen before. Like I don't mind if there's a little derivative stuff, but I want to do something that kind of I really want to do this to the you know what I mean in a fun jokey way. I want to do my version of "Don't Worry, Be Happy," but it's let the penis breathe, that sort of thing. Yarns. Play Red Hot Chili Peppers, Def Leppard, and 311 if you know. Okay. I think I'm caught up. They're bands. Red Hot Chili Peppers is a band? Def Leppard. I've heard of Def Leppard, but I've never heard of Def Leppard. And 311, isn't that the emergency signal in London? Isn't it 311 in London? I mean, tell you what, Lila, the in between lands. Yeah, search it up. You're so pushy. All right, what do we got? Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let's look. I'm gonna ask AI. Okay, let's see. All right, AI. What is easy Red Hot Chili Peppers song to play on GUITAR? I can just spell a little bit. Just a little bit. Californication, Star Tissue, and By the Way, and My Friends. Great for pack. Let's try My Friends. Great place to start is Other Side. All right, so I'll start with Other Side. And let's see if it says the same thing that this says. Copy. And then I go there, and then hit paste, and then chords. There we go. Other side chords. Okay. Strumming pattern. D D U D U. I assume that's down, 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 up, down, up. Where am I starting? A minor. A minor, F, C, G. Hello, will I slide? Hello, will I slide? Separate my silly side. God, I can't do this blind. I need to like hear the song at least. All right. If I'm gonna wait a second, let me flip back over so I can see what you guys are saying. Hey, Grow a Garden Production. Hello again. No, that is when it's also a band. What's going on? And what is it with you mod hungry people? Everyone wants the wrench for some reason. 311, that's more easy. All right, let's look up 311. By Amber. Let's take a look. Amber Chords by 311. Brainstorm, take me away from the norm. I've got to tell you something. This phenomena. I had to put it in a song, and it goes like, whoa. Amber is the color of your energy. Whoa. Shades of gold display naturally. You want to know what brings me here? Oh, glide through my head like to fear, and I know why. Is that the one do you want me to do? That is, it looks like it. Well, let's give it a run, I guess. So it's C A Brimstone, take me from the moon. I don't know how that's pacing. Brimstone, take me away from the known. Brimstone, take me away from. I'm not getting this at all. C5. Is that? Yeah, I don't know what you just set me up with, but it's you said it's easy. You're right. I should listen to it first. Because I got, without having some sort of, hey, Timothy, without having, a basis for comparison, I don't know what the pace is. I don't know what even a lot of the music that Steve knows, like, I have no clue on a lot of it. And even though I've heard them play, it's all about the ear. Well, no, because now I gotta go look up the chords to, what is it, 311? And that's for amber chords by 311. So I'm gonna have to listen to that, and then maybe I'll get a clue. Maybe. All right. There's nothing wrong with a little flossing here and there. Only flossing I've been doing is with my underwear recently, but that's because it's been hot. We try not to talk about that in public. Just saying. So yeah, I gotta put that into the YouTube machine there and see what it gives me. That's not what I meant to do. Just do that. There we go. Hey, and I'm streaming now. Let's see. Amber chords. Let's see what comes up. Oh, and there's lessons for it and everything. How about just like what it sounds like? Is this how you're learning? You said ukulele, right? Well, I was there when you were playing with it, and you showed off the knobbies and all that. I'm glad you enjoy your toy because that's good. 49 minutes. Boy, it does get away when you guys start talking to me. All right. I have to go drop a deuce, and then I'm going to listen to that song, and then I'm going to practice once, and then I'm going to turn the stream back on. It's 5:38 p.m. here where I'm from, and so 7:20. So that's 2 hours from Steve's show. So I'll get on. I'll get on one more time before Steve's show. The knobs are the all the time. So know it. So you know it. That makes sense. Okay. Like Coleman's getting assistant. So that's the plan. I'm gonna do that stuff, and then I'll do another stream. You could probably do that and survive.